Well, hello there. Welcome back. Retro PC Durham. It's Chris here with another box, another system. This is a smaller box. This is a laptop, in fact. This Lenovo Ideapad was donated to me by a gentleman, young gentleman, on Garage Sale, who had posted on that they were selling something, and I said, hey, you know what? I always post when people are selling older stuff that I can use for my donations. And, just send him a message saying, hey, listen, if you decide that you don't want to sell this, send me a message. I'll come pick it up. I use them for charity. So it was for something else that he was selling, like a keyboard or a mouse or something. And he said, hey, you know what? I got an old laptop I don't use anymore. You want it? I said, sure. So I came and picked it up. And lo and behold, it's a not old laptop, right? This is like a 2014, 2015 era i3 laptop. Like good, still like good, active, not old like I usually put through. So I'm so happy to get something like this donated because it shows how people are how easy it is for people to have something that's a couple years old and it's trash to them, but it's still fully usable for someone else. This laptop is going to be good for someone for another 5 to 10 years, maybe. All the laptops that I get that I can get up and running, I donate them all to the Children's Aid Foundation in Oshawa. There's lots of, fosters and kids in homes and stuff that, something like a laptop is great because not only is it a computer they can use for, like I said, home studies and whatnot, but if you're going to be getting moved around a lot, having something that's portable is important. So anyways, let's take a look at this. So here's the top here, this Lenovo Ideapad 300. Bottom is, pretty clear. This system was in really good shape. A little bit of wear marks on it, but it's plastic, so it's, that's going to happen. Good ventilation. Didn't have very much dust in it. We'll take a look over on here side. This is the ports side. Not a heck of a lot of strong ports, but vents for the CPU. Power plug. It's got a pretty simple adapter. It's just this Lenovo brick adapter to give it its power, and then it uses this little tiny plug. I don't generally have a ton of experience with Ideapads. I'm a ThinkPad guy, so this is the consumer lineup from Lenovo. So when they bought the computer division from IBM way back, in 2004, 2005, they got ThinkPads, which was the business laptop, but then they also had their product line from when they were Legend Computers, which was Ideapad, and they kind of have both of them, and this is the lower end or consumer level. Since then, they've expanded upon that, and there's quite a few Ideapad products that are pretty good. The Yoga product line is good. The Legion product line is good for gaming. This is, I think, just the standard computer lineup. So, anyways, Ethernet port, gig Ethernet, and that's a full port. HDMI out, and then a USB 2 and a USB 3, and then an audio jack, and then the power button. And then if we flip it over here, we've got a multi-burner in here and a Kensington lock. And then the front, we've got a card slot there, so you can put your SD card, large size SD card, or adapter for your mini SD card. Battery and power LEDs on the front. We'll open it up here, and we've got our keyboard. It's a pretty standard fare keyboard. This, I believe, is a multilingual keyboard because I do see some accents and whatnots and things in French and English, so I'm assuming that's what this kind of keyboard is, as opposed to just a straight up US English keyboard. And then you've got the touch pad here with a single bar here that can do a left and right click on it. And then some stickers, obviously. And then we've got this screen here, which is we'll take a look at here. It is a okay screen, I guess. So let me, I'm going to go ahead and just plug in the cables here. And that way we don't have to worry about power issues. It does have, the battery does last. I did do a couple Windows updates on it while it was running on battery power, and it seemed to work okay. But I got to I'm plugging in the Ethernet anyway, so might as well plug in the power as well. And then we'll tip So the battery, you can see the battery buttons there. So it is showing it's charging. We'll hit the power button here, and that will get started. I'm just going to tilt this up here, and we'll get the get this lined up. Hi, oh hi, you can see me there. We'll get this lined up and take a look at the screen. Tilt it a little bit forward. It's only a 768 screen, so it's not like super high resolution. But I think this is a 14-inch screen at least, so it's pretty decent. The image on here, or the drive on here, is a 500 gig SATA drive. The partitions that were on it were set up to have like a Lenovo recovery image, but it was blanked. So, but it was still there. I haven't figured out if I can be able to reload that yet. I know it's really hard sometimes to get those images back on, but at any rate, it's there. Just plugging in a USB mouse because I'm terrible with touchpads. Much better with the track point. But it still had the original install on it, so I just did a Windows recovery, and it loaded everything back on. And then I've updated it to 1909 and removed some of the bloat. I left most of the Lenovo software on here. I haven't decided if I'm going to take that stuff off as well, because I know some of their apps that they have, I don't think anyone actually uses them, so there's no real reason to keep them on, like the Reach It and Share It apps. So, but at any rate, the rest of the stuff is probably okay. Let's run hardware info on this system, and we can take a look at some of the specs on here, which again is pretty decent, right? The fact that this system, right, coming out in 2015 or so, we've got a, while, it's only got that 1366 by 768 resolution screen, but it's got 8 gig of RAM installed on this system. It's got a Broadwell generation i5. It says it's got an i3 sticker on the box, but it's actually an i5 5020U. So that's a two core, 4-thread, 2.2 gigahertz. That's pretty good, right? You've got the integrated graphics on there, right? So HD 5500 graphics, and then 8 gig of memory. And it's a single stick of RAM. I was going to open this up and take a look inside, but this is not one of the easiest laptops to open up. Apparently, there's lots of challenges with getting this keyboard up off of the system, and I don't want to damage like plastic clips and stuff in here just to, check and see if there's, a RAM stick to swap out. 8 gig is fine. It doesn't need more memory. There's no point in taking out and putting less memory in here for general compute. But again, this is good. Like, this is good quality business class performance. You're not going to have any problems with going online and doing any type of online work or streaming media. Even some very, very light gaming, maybe you could get away with. So this system has definitely got whatever you need it to be. Lots of space to be able to grow on the system as well with that 500 gig hard drive. Again, upgrading obviously to something like an SSD down the road could net you some additional performance, but really probably not necessary for just general basic computing requirements as well. And we'll just show off here. I know it's not really going to matter, but I kind of got into the habit now of I kind of do this in every video now, where I go and log on to the old YouTube and just show off a random video. You're gonna exactly what you're gonna get in terms of performance here. There's nothing missing in terms of what this thing's capable of doing for standard compute functionality. So the fact that we're gonna look out here and Penn and Teller masterclasses. All right, so just in terms of what you're gonna get in terms of quality here. The screen's nice and bright. Yeah, the resolution isn't super high, but you can do this 1080p video, you're not going to see any skips or any pixelation or any kind of wonky stuff like I see with the older systems that I'm getting to be able to run and use. And that's perfect. This is great. So once again, like a laptop that, probably you'd be able to sell this for, at least $100, maybe up to $200 for someone who wanted to buy a used laptop. And this guy just let me have it. He let me have it. And I'm going to be able to get this donated to a place where someone really needs this. And I really appreciate that. So I hope, the random act of kindness, that it does hold true. So, if you know people who are in need or people who have used computer equipment, don't let it go in the trash. Maybe you can find a way to be able to refurb it as well and get it to places that need it. So everybody who, needs to get for homeschooling right now, and then hopefully once we're past all of this isolation stuff and, community centers and churches and school libraries and whatnot start opening back up again, that the little computer labs that a lot of them put together, you'll be able to maybe help them get that up and running as well. Anyways, that's it for me. Hope you enjoyed the video here, a little clip of this system. If you've got experience with using these Ideapad systems, let me know what your experience is. Again, as I don't have a ton with it, I know I've got lots of experience with ThinkPads. I've seen some of the Y series, which is the Legion gaming laptops. But most of my experience with these older Ideapads was the older ones. They had like 2007, 2008 era, and they're okay, but not great. But this one seems to be pretty good. I'm not a touchpad fan, but the design quality seems to be okay. Works okay. Didn't have any problem with it. The webcam sucks garbage, but most webcams do anyway. And that's about it. So again, thanks very much for hanging out and watching the video. Really appreciate your time with me. Hope you're staying safe and staying healthy, and we'll catch you in the next one.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah, so just a little add-on to this. The laptop got donated already to Durham Children's Aid Foundation. So what I'm holding here is a second unit, and this is actually the sister of the young man who donated the first this Ideapad 100. She had one as well, and she contacted me and said, "Hey, listen, you picked up a laptop from my brother. I have exact same one. You can have it as well." And I just came and picked it up from the same house, and I haven't booted up or anything, but she said it was working fine. So I'm going to get this one booted up and running. I'm not going to do a second video for it because it's going to be the exact same experience, obviously. But now I'm going to have that's two of the same laptop I'm going to be able to donate within like a week and a half span, which is awesome. So just a call out for all you people who are maybe feeling down and thinking about uplifting things. There's a lot of generosity out there today, and I wanted to share that with you. So hope you're taking care of yourselves and keeping safe, and we'll catch you in the next one.